What's going on, everybody? My name is Yohann Dessureault. I'm a fifth-year senior from Stetson University, a Division I school in Deland, Florida. For those who don't know, I was born in Quebec, lived in Trois-Rivières my entire life, up until 5 years ago, where I moved to Florida to pursue my baseball and academic career. And here I am now doing my master's and about to start my fifth and final year of college baseball. So over these next few videos, I'm going to go over some hitting drills, some defensive drills, some base running tips. But there's one thing that I believe is really underthought, and it's the mental game. Just understanding the game of baseball, the baseball IQ we call. This is something that I learned a lot in college just by playing every single day. Being with older guys, you learn a lot. And there's a lot of things that I wish I knew earlier in high school that would definitely have helped me get better earlier. Not saying I wasn't good, I just was really raw. It was like, all right, hit the ball as hard as you can, throw the ball as hard as you can, and there's no approach, no plan whatsoever. And when you get to college, it's a different game, and it's all mental more than anything. And I think this is one of the most important things to learn about early in a player's career. So this first video might be a little boring for some of you guys. There's not gonna be any action whatsoever. It's not gonna be hitting drills. It's not gonna be defensive drills. It's going to be how to become a hitter, which is something I learned my freshman year of college. So freshman fall, we're about to go home for Christmas break, and we all meet with our coaches. So I get to meet with my hitting coach, and he starts off really nice. He goes, really like what I saw this fall, great fall, blah, blah, blah. But you got to do something better, though. I'm like, yeah, sure, what is it? He goes, looks at me straight in the eyes and goes, you have to become a good hitter. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? He goes, all right, so what's your approach at the plate? What's your routine? What's your approach? What do you look for in a pitcher? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just go out there and I just hit. I just try to find a barrel. And he goes, exactly. You're a swinger. You're not a hitter yet. You have to become a hitter. So I'm like, okay, but what's the difference? He goes, a hitter is going to show up in the cages an hour before, do his routine, do his tee work, flips, machine work. He's going to have a certain approach in BP. He's going to look at scouting reports on the pitchers, what pitcher throws what pitch, what percentage of off-speed, fastballs, etc. They're going to have a lot of, they understand the game more than anyone else. A swinger just goes out there and, tries to hit the ball and hope the ball hits the bat. And I just stood there. I was like, wow, never thought of that before. And it truly changed my perspective on hitting. And I wish I knew that way earlier than freshman year of college, for sure. So there's a few things you need to consider while doing your routine. First off, it's got to be personalized. You can't just copy your teammate and hope it works for you, because your swing is different than his, and his body moves differently than yours. So it's got to be something you feel good about doing yourself. Second of all, it's got to work on your own weaknesses. If you're flying open every time you swing, you need to do something that's going to help you stay close to the ball, stay through the ball. Thirdly, it's got to be repeatable. Something you can do every single day that you feel confident about doing every single day, because the routines there to help you build confidence for the game and feel good and feel ready to play. Lastly, you need something that's not going to be too long, something that's not going to be too heavy, that you actually feel good doing, and that's not going to get too tired for the game. Because if you have the best routine of all time, but it takes 2 hours, and you get to the game and you go 0 for 4 because you can't feel your arms or your body or whatever, it's pointless. The routine would be pointless if that's the case, because it got you too tired for the game. So it's got to be light. It's got to be working on specific things, specific weaknesses, and you got to feel confident. It's something you need to be confident in that helps you get better. Another thing college taught me is how to take efficient BP. There's a difference between just regular BP with free swinging and situational BP, where you actually have to execute hit and runs, move the guy over, bunts, sac flies, infield in, etc. So coaches, if your BP rounds are 3 sets of 8 free swings, that's pointless. Hitters, if your coach said that, then create your own rounds. Just be like, all right, coach said 8 free swings, let me do 2 hit and runs, let me do 2 move them over, 2 doubles, and then 2 bunts. Then second round, let's do 2 infield ins, 2 hit and runs again, and then 4 doubles. and last round all doubles. You need to actually challenge yourself as a hitter. You have to be able to execute some simple things like a hit and run, where you have to actually swing at whatever pitch is thrown at you, unless it's in the dirt, and hit it on the ground somewhere. It's about executing those small things that help you become a good hitter. With that being said, it's great that you work on your weaknesses in your routine. It's great you work on situational hitting and hit and runs and bunts in your pregame BP. When it's game time, it's forget everything and you got to beat the pitcher. It's you versus him, and there's nothing else you should worry about. There's one thing you should know and remember: the only cue you should think of when you're in the box, it's be on time. Because no matter how good your swing is, if you have the greatest swing ever, but you're not on time, you're going to swing through a ball. You're not going to hit it. So get to the game, it's be on time, and then from there, I personally like to use just hit it back to the pitcher. So if you're early, then it's going to be in the right center for me as a lefty. If you're a little late, it's going to go backside oppo over shortstop. So game time, it's be confident, aggressive, and be on time. That's all that matters. Be on time. So that's going to be the end of the first video. I promise the next ones are going to be more fun. There's actually going to be drills and stuff to practice and work on. But if there's one thing you guys should remember from this is work on your weaknesses. Baseball is a sport of failure. You have to be able to deal with failure and accept it. If you just want to work on what's going well for you, then you're not going to get better. You need to work on your weaknesses and embrace failure, because that's the only way you're going to get better. So thanks for everything, guys. I'll see you next time.